Mark, very good to see you. Starting with an important question. Should you claim Social Security at 62? Claiming Social Security at 62 may sound appealing, but it, of course, comes with trade offs like reduced lifetime benefits and the Social Security earnings test if you're still working. We're going to break down the pros and cons, but I was surprised to learn that 1/3 of people claim as soon as they're eligible at 62. It's known as panic claiming. Why is that?
Yeah, Erin, great to see you. And it's interesting because I think we're all reading about the, pending doom of Social
Yeah.
Security, and what Social Security Trust Fund is telling us that, by maybe 2033, 2034, they don't really know, but they're
Mhm.
going to have to reduce our benefits. So I think people are rushing out to say, hey, I'm going to claim early just so I know I'm going to get some cash flow in the event this thing implodes down the road.
Mhm. Mhm. Right. Now let's talk through the math of why that may not be the best decision. Explain what people give up by claiming early versus waiting until full retirement age versus waiting until even 70.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head, because I think most people, when they're thinking about Social Security, they only think about it as a cash flow, but they don't ask the question of what are they giving up. And
Yeah.
one of the big things you're giving up if you're married is a permanent reduction in not only your benefit for your lifetime, but for your spouse.
Mhm.
So by claiming a lesser, like you could claim a lesser strategy and get a lot less cash flow over your lifetime if you deferred it longer. And there's other considerations, because we have tax, because the taxation of Social Security can really create some problems where ultimately we're going to pay way more tax than if we would have deferred it, especially if we have a lot of money in our tax deferred bucket. So looking at how we arrange those cash flows is critically important. And yeah, if we choose to work and we're 62, 63, or before full retirement age, then we've got some penalties if we make too much earned income.
Right. And you brought me to my next question, Mark. Exactly. Can you walk us through the Social Security earnings test for people who claim early and are still working?
Yeah, so we can see in the chart that if we claim early and the participant earns over 23,400, and by the way, that number does go up, but if we earn more than that, then for every $2 over that limit, we're going to give back a dollar. And then,
Mm.
of course, in the year we reach full retirement age the year before, it goes to 3 to 1. Now, a lot of people say, will I get this back? They're going to claw it back, but you will get it back, but ultimately it's not going to be just paid out as a lump sum.
Right.
You're going to get it back over time, but you're
Right.
going to have to wait until you get to full retirement age.
Yeah. All right. So, Mark, then what should we keep in mind when we are trying to figure out if we should claim at 62 versus waiting?
Well, one of the things that I think a lot of people do, and you have to understand the math, and you really have to have software to do this. So if you're married, there's approximately 540 different claiming
Wow.
strategies that you can do, and 81 different age combinations. So you can't figure it out on your own if you want to maximize the cash flow. But that would be the first thing that you need to do. Secondly, is you really need to understand how your income is going to be derived in retirement. How much do you have in tax deferred? Do you have brokerage accounts? Do you have real estate income? And then ultimately, where does Social Security fit in there as a cash flow? And how is that going to impact you from a tax standpoint? Because we have to remember, we always talk about healthcare being one of the biggest expenses we're going to pay, or the biggest expense we're going to pay for in retirement. The biggest cost we're going to pay in retirement, or fee, is taxes. And Social
Mhm.
Security can really make that a bigger problem than it needs to be.
Right. Really good point. There's so much to work through. And hearing you kind of lay it out for us, Mark, it becomes apparent that those online calculators just are not sufficient. This is one of the most important decisions you will make in your retirement. So, Mark, if somebody would like to sit down with you and learn when their most financially optimal time is, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, Erin, they can just reach out and give us a call. Our phone number is 303-681-0113. And myself, anybody on my team, we'd love to talk to you about this. We can set up an appointment, or you can go to our website, McGregorwealth.com. You can look at some of the resources we have online. And also, my calendar, it's real easy, is linked into that. So you can arrange a time. We can do a Zoom call in person, or just a quick phone call to try to address some of your concerns or whatever your needs are regarding Social Security or anything else.
Great. Mark, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Erin.